Hello everyone, this is Grace and it is October the 22nd, 2021. And this video is going to be a part 2 to the 12 hours day and 12 hours night video. We're going to be discussing another flaw that I noticed in the way that they calculate this is in the seasons really. I didn't really say much about the seasons because it wasn't something that I had observed before. I just noticed that there was an error in the way that they calculated the hours that were day and night. But I did notice this. I'll tell you what made me notice it. I was watching another video on the seasons, and hold on, I'll give you the name. Here it is, Earth Science Review. I think it was part 2. I added that part later, so I'm not certain. But this is the producer of the video. And he did an experiment. And I was like, okay, let me go ahead and make another video. So here we are. Let's go ahead and get started. So we have 2 models for the Earth this time. This is the Earth. These are the Earth as well, but we're going to be discussing something different down here. So for here, what I want you to do is, mark there. Okay, so here, what I want you to do is, I want you to imagine that this line right here is just the north, okay? And so you're facing the north. And when you're facing the north, you can see your east is going to be on your right, your west is going to be on your left. What you're going to do, what I need for you to imagine doing, is just walking straight up in the north, and you're going to walk all the way around the planet until you are on the other side. And when you're on the other side, since you kept walking straight, you're now facing south, right? And what side is on your, okay, so the east was on your right. So what side is on your right now? It's going to be the east still. The east is still on your right, but you're facing in an opposite direction. Now, the east is in the opposite direction and the west is on an opposite direction because you're facing south. What you have is this. This is one side of the planet and this is the other side. We'll say the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. Once you pass that threshold, the east no longer becomes the east. Well, it's still the east, but it's on the opposite side of you. Everything is opposite. That's just the way it is. That's common sense. Okay? Everything is opposite. So, if you keep that in mind, keeping that in mind, what you have to, hold on. Okay, we're going to explain it like this. We're going down here. Keeping that in mind, if the Earth, we're using this model now. If the Earth is rotating in this direction, and we'll say this is the east. So the next place that the sun is going to hit is right here. And the Earth is going to continue on around, and the sun will eventually set here in the west. Right? That's for the Northern Hemisphere. The Southern Hemisphere is going to be exactly the opposite. The sun is going to rise in the west, and it's going to keep on around and set in the east because they are the opposite of us. It's still on the same side, but it's the opposite direction for them. Now they can say it's the east if they want to, but technically it's not. It's not the east for them. Okay, so you can call it whatever you want to call it, but you really have to either change the name or change the direction. One or the other. Now likewise, let's take this same information and we're going to go over to the other side of the world. And let me draw you an arrow. Hold on. So okay, so there's our arrow. The Earth is going around in the same direction. Now, this is the east and this is the west for the northern hemisphere. So, however, if the sun is still going in the same direction, what side is the next portion to see the sun? It's not this portion. This portion is moving away from the sun. This is the next portion that will see the sun, the west. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, 6 months later, or really about 3 months later, you're going to start to see the sun rise from the west. It's going to go all the way around and it's going to set in the east. Southern hemisphere is going to be exactly the opposite. It's going to rise in the east because well, I guess semantics is going to have to come into play here because this is going to be the east for them. I don't know. It's going to be semantics, okay? It's just what it's coming down to. This is going to be the east. It's going to be the east for them in order to match up with us or to not match up. It's crazy. Okay. You know what I hope you know what I'm saying. It's going to rise here and it's going to go all the way around and set in the opposite direction than it is in the northern hemisphere. All right. So anyway, that's just a quick observation that I made that I wanted to let you guys notice, that I wanted to point out to you all. And I will see you in the next video.